truthfully, I think I'm about 4 years away from my peak yet, so I'm really proud of my achievements, what I've already got, and I think there's definitely a lot more to come.
Will you be sparring with George Rose at all now he's part of the stable as well?
Yeah, well, he's signed up now under Frank Warren, so that's a great move for him. And obviously he's a good orthodox fighter, so yeah, why not? It'd be good to get good preparation with him.
Thank you. How do you, you've shown a capacity in recent fights to get in and tear up every fight you haven't really needed to. Against Bellew, that would be probably looking at the most foolish thing you can do. How can you stop yourself from being in the fight?
I'm not gonna stop. No way. No way. That's the way. I just love fighting like that. I love getting into tear-ups. And I know it's quite an exciting style at times, and I know a lot of people enjoy watching me fight. I do take risks. I take a lot of risks, and especially when up against dangerous punchers, which apparently Tony is. But we'll soon find out about that. But I'm unsure about that. But yeah, I'm still prepared to take risks. But at the same time, it's important that I got a plan B, which is to use my boxing skills. And whenever called upon in the fight, I'll always change my plan. But either way, I'll adapt to what's needed to win the fight. That's the most important thing. Plan A and Plan B. Yeah, interesting. That always makes the fight interesting. Someone's got to lose for the first time in their life. I'm not used to that feeling, and obviously Tony has not experienced that yet. So it's got to, someone's record has got to be ruined in the next fight. So I had the same case with Karo Murat 2 fights ago for the world title eliminator. He was undefeated in 23 fights. But I love that. I thrive on the challenge of that, and I think that Tony Bellew is going to suffer his first defeat. I think he's talked himself into trouble, and I think he's going to regret it afterwards, definitely.
How much did you lose as an amateur?
I only had 36 fights as an amateur, and I lost 3.
When was the last one you lost?
Back when I was 16.
In Italy, one year.
16 years of age in Italy, in a tournament in Italy. So that was my last loss.
Do you remember who it was?
No, I can't remember.
You going to be sparring into it at all?
No, I doubt it. It's obviously a bit of a needle there now. So no, I don't need that. I don't need him.
So it could be another grudge match down the line.
Yeah, if he earns himself a mandatory position, why not? I'll be have to get him out the way as well. But he'll have to earn his shot first.
What does the prospect of fighting Bernard Hopkins in Wales mean to you?
Yeah, that's special. Because as I was growing up, I always saw Bernard Hopkins. He was on TV and everybody talked about him as this major American boxer. He was a real class act, and to be in a position now to know that I'm possibly one fight away from sharing a ring with a legend like Hopkins, that would be awesome. And it's only around the corner, provided I put on a good show now on October 15th. Then that's the kind of fight we're looking at, and I would definitely. It's a fight that I would fancy. He's an outstanding fighter. He's proved that, an absolute legend. But I think it's definitely a fight that's winnable.
You call sport though, and you just got a close look at him before the fight. Because you were in the house with Joe, weren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, how much did you spend time looking at Hopkins and family?
Well, I saw him on fight night, obviously from ringside, because I'd fought earlier in the night, and later on I relaxed and watched the fight at ringside, and you know, you could see he was class, but you know, we're all human, and he's just another fighter. But I think he struggles against a certain style, and obviously Joe beat him that night with his style, and there's not many other light heavyweights in the world can replicate that kind of style, fitness and speed apart from myself. So I think it's a fight that he would really struggle against me, because he wouldn't have come across a light heavyweight who can so that number of punches over 12 rounds, and you know, which I can. So. No, not really. I thought he would have been probably retired by then, but he's still going. He's such a strong character, unbelievable really, and he seems to be getting better. In all fairness, every performance I've seen of him recently seems to be better and better. So you know, he's just a genius at what he does.
Did you think Joe had pretty much seen him off that night? Do you think that was after Joe beat him, it was possibly the end for him, considering his age?
Yeah, possibly so. I thought, you know.
Well, he nearly stopped him, didn't he? At that referee, and you think about the fight, the referee only about the 8th round or 9th round, he kept complaining about a low blow that wasn't, and the referee stopped Joe, and I think at that time he was looking a bit shaky, but he'd come back, and you know what he is a phenomenal athlete. That's what he is.
What's happening with Matt really?
He's the Boxing Board of Control. I think want to see him, and to make sure that if they do let him carry on boxing, that he's okay. So that'd be the procedure now.
Just talk a bit more about following the footsteps of Joe, because in a sense, you know, bringing Hopkins obviously value fight.
Yeah.
Receiving this, you know, bringing Hopkins to Cardiff and almost finishing the job that Joe started. Is that in your mind at all?
Not really. I think it's just a fight that you know, it's not really planned that way. I'm planned to emulate of what Joe has started really, but it's just a matter of taking the best fight out there at the moment for myself, and which would be a great fight for the Millennium Stadium in Wales, which would be a great sell, bringing a legend over from America, and just having a brilliant boxing event. That's the way I look at it, and I think it'd be a great fight. You know, Hopkins being the legend and myself being the young world champion coming through. So I just think it'd be a great matchup. It'd be interesting. It'd be a good fight.
When do you envisage it for France?
If we was going to do that, we'd do it early in the new year.
Like before the 6th?
Yeah.
Before the stadium's used to the 6th
Yeah,
of April?
exactly. Yeah. But the other thing is that you know, people talk about emulating Joe. If you look at the age and the records, Nathan's in front of Joe. You know, he's won a world title at the age of 24. I think Joe. How old was Joe when he won his title?
25, anyway.
25, was he? Right. Well, he's in front anyway. So.
A long way to go, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, of course he's got a long way to go. You know, he had a long run, but yeah, fight more regularly. Yeah, fight more regular than Joe did. So you know, if Nathan keeps winning, you're talking about, you know, 4 defences a year. If he can keep going, then he could do that much quicker.
Seen a lot of reaction in Wales with your career going on so well.
Yeah. Every fight is progressing, getting bigger and bigger. I think they're just waiting for that big homecoming, really, in the right fight. And as we just said, I think that would be the fight. You know, we're not unless.
Well, you think that's amazing. Nearly every major city now in the UK has got a venue that holds over 10,000 people, except for Cardiff. And that's a killer for us.
How many do you get in Liverpool?
I think it's just over 10. I think it's about 10,000 seater, something like that.
Are you hoping to do that?
I'd be surprised if we didn't. I mean, it's you know, as Nathan said, it's you know, it's the fight that everybody talks about. I mean, it does sell itself. I mean, that press conference, the last press conference, sold it. I mean, that's one thing we were going to make sure today. They wouldn't have been sitting like this. It would have been either end of the table. There's me. I'm not sitting in the middle. I won't sit in the middle of that again. Sorry, we're going to announce that in the next few days because we've got another 2 press conferences this week. Excuse me, with other shows that we're putting together.
Vince, what's your thoughts on the latest challenge with Tony Bellew?
Brilliant. Bring it on. I like Tony Bellew a lot. I think he's a fantastic character, and I think he's done a lot for the fight, to be honest. And no, we're not taking nothing for granted. We go into that fight as the challenger. I'm going to make sure that Nathan comes out with that belt still holding it, and we won the Hopkins fight. That's my dream, to share the ring with Bernard Hopkins, and cause he's always been my favourite fighter, and I just can't believe what's happening. Since I've taken over 3 years ago, it's just snowballed. You know, and he's progressing all the time. He's progressed since the Kamienski fight. He's come on a bit again, a lot stronger, a lot fitter, a bit more ring knowledge, and I think he's capable of stopping Tony Bellew. And I think then he'll beat Bernard Hopkins as well. Work rate alone. The fight won't be done at Hopkins' pace. It'll be done at Cleverly's pace, and not Bernard Hopkins' pace.
See that in Nathan training every day, the quality's got there and he's improved.
He's improved rapidly since the last fight alone. The difference it's made to the boy is absolutely tremendous. You know, getting stronger. His ring knowledge, his ring craft is improving. And he's a very knowledgeable fighter. People underestimate how knowledgeable he is. He can work out the opponent's weaknesses. He knows how to fight. He knows how to box. You know. A lot of people criticise Nathan for the more meaty fight, but that's the guy I never wanted to fight at all, to be honest.
It was a totally different style within 48 hours of the show, so it was a killer.
But if he fought that guy again, it'd be a totally different result. You know, Nathan would probably stop him, you know, this time. We've learned from that fight, big time. You know, we don't take nothing for granted anymore. As I said, Nathan is training. He's training like the challenger. And Tony Bellew got his British belt, man. So he give Tony that belt. And Nathan wants to be the British champion. Although he's the world champion.
Those titles on the line,
No.